Hi everyone, it's Lily here with Talk Crypto to Me. I have so many incredible guests, and this one is amazing. It's Andreas. We are friends in the industry now, I like to say.
Thank you.
I've
Yeah.
given many awards to Andreas. He's always winning awards. So thank you for joining me,
Thank you, Lily.
Andreas. It's such a pleasure. So why don't we just chat about how you got into crypto?
Oh, it's been 8 years now since 2016.
8 years, okay, impressive.
So yeah, no, thank you, Lily, for inviting me to your podcast. This is the second podcast I've been invited, even though I have done 50 myself.
Yeah, because you have crypto OGs, right?
Crypto, yes, yeah.
Yes.
So talking about crypto, I started in 2016. I used to be a computer engineer. I used to work in UK, normal
Okay.
9 to 5. I was a project manager. Life was good. And then I started to become an entrepreneur in 2014. You know, ups and downs, made
Yeah.
money, lost money. You know how it is. And in 2016, I saw something on Facebook talking about Bitcoin in a group of entrepreneurs saying Bitcoin is a scam. And it got my attention. They said the cryptocurrency is a scam, blah, blah, blah. And it got my attention because I studied computer engineer. So I studied information security as well. So crypto. So I went to it, and then I went all the way in until today. I bought my first Bitcoin on Coinbase.
Okay.
I think it was 380 pounds
Wow, amazing.
back on those days. Yeah,
Yeah.
with my credit card. I don't know what I was buying. I just bought it. And I hold it like for 1 year there, doing nothing. That's what the beginning.
Yeah, that's what so many people did though. They just bought it, held, and then they looked and they were like, how much?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow, it's gone up in value so
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
And that's something about how a lot of people got into the
Yeah.
industry. So then you were still in the UK at that point?
Well, back then?
Yes.
Yes, yes. So yeah, it was. I just moved here a couple of years ago, but when I started the journey in crypto, it was I was in the UK. So in 2016, it was totally different scenario. I remember I went to my first meetup. It was the finance or banking blockchain something in London. And then there was Cointelegraph. Everybody was a startup. It was like 40 people, and they were talking about compliance. I remember Felix de Moreno, the ex CFO of Chapo, it was one of the first wallets. He was telling me back then that he was too tough with the compliance and regulations in 2016. So yeah.
Imagine if they could see us now. They'd be like, what's going on? These events with thousands of
Yeah,
people.
it's crazy.
It is absolutely mental how much the industry's grown and just the amount of support we've got.
Yeah.
And people now realize we can use it. It's
It's
useful.
used. Yeah, people using it now, but back then, not many uses. And back then only was Coinbase, local Bitcoin. There was no the exchange didn't exist.
Yeah.
But they did, but nobody know
Yeah.
much about it.
It was much more risky to even buy any.
On sale, yeah.
It was so much more difficult.
Yeah.
And then so you bought your first token, and then what was your steps into what you're doing now? Because
So-
you're smashing it.
Yeah, so it's been a long journey. In 2017, I started to look for people that teach me how to use crypto. So I found this video on Facebook. Everything was on Facebook of this guy in California talking about Bitcoin. And he was doing it in Spanish. So I said, this guy no. I sent him a DM on Facebook. And long story short, he replied after like 2 months. Hey, Andres, I can teach you. But he said, you want to learn about how to monetize crypto, you have to be willing to lose money. I said, oh my God, that was the first thing that he
Yeah,
told
you're
me.
like, oh, I've lost money as an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
not again.
So he says it's a risky environment. You have to invest money, and also you have to invest a lot of time learning and research. You're not going to get rich quick. I can show you a path, but you have to put the effort. This is no one-time thing. So long story short, I started to work with him, and then my first gig, we put together. He put together a company. They were selling trading software
Okay.
for crypto, and that was the first time I heard about exchanges. So I started there doing customer service. I was doing presentation. I was doing everything, and then it was the bull run at the end
So
of
everything,
2017.
everyone was
It
putting
was
money
crazy.
in.
Yeah, it was crazy, and then we had like 50,000 users in the platform.
Wow.
We brought like 15,000 to the biggest exchange that is today, the Binance. We brought all of these people. We didn't know anything about affiliate link, nothing. We just were selling this software license that they could connect with the API keys so basically we didn't get the money of the clients in our wallets. They have their own exchange, and we connected through API keys, and the software trade on their behalf.
Okay.
But it was good when the bull market hit, and everybody was happy. But then when the bear market hits, it's impossible to to deal all of these situations. So yeah, and I was traveling a lot. Then in 2016 to 18, my mom was dying of cancer. She passed away in 2018. So I was doing so much stuff. I was with my mom, with my family. My wife was pregnant with the second baby. And then, yeah, I had enough of crypto. I think I got burned out. I didn't find the passion more back then.
I mean, if you were going through a tough time,
Yeah.
you are such a family man. I can imagine that was a difficult stage to be
And
in.
I lost a lot of money. So people think like because you make money and stay there and crypto, you can make loads and in one day you lose everything. So I lost everything and then I had enough. So I made bad decisions. You know, when you make it quick and then you make bad decision because you think it's because of you, but it's because of your team, your mentors, your community. But then when you're trying to do something again and it doesn't work, you have to start again.
Yeah.
So I left crypto for a year and I focused on social media.
Okay.
So yeah.
And that was building your own channel.
Yeah, so I was good with people. I always been good with people. So I was building my personal brand. I didn't know what I was doing. I was in the middle of COVID and I was start to get courses and all of that on social media. I was looking at all this entrepreneur making money on Instagram, TikTok, all of that. And then I went 1 year, left crypto, and I was doing only social media.
Okay. Social media for what?
So I was doing personal brand.
Okay.
So I started to work in my own brand because everybody was following me. I had like 10,000 followers, and I was thinking they're not following the project or the crypto or the token, they're following me. So I said, let me just focus on me and see how it goes. And then people start to notice the change, and then they start to ask me, hey, Andres, how you are doing this, how you doing the bio, how you doing the captions, how you growing, how you create stories, how you do a call to action. So I have many people from crypto actually, traders, business owners asking me, can you help me? Because you are doing a good job. So I start to coach people on social media.
Amazing. Yeah, it's such an important part of any industry, really.
So I start to coach, I think so I coach more than 100 people.
Wow.
Mainly people, entrepreneurs, and like people that they were successful already, but they didn't know how to portray that on social media.
Yeah, it's difficult for people. You want to have a presence, but how do you do it?
How you do it, yeah. So I did that for 1 year. I jumped in Clubhouse as well. I was doing Clubhouse like for 6 months.
That over COVID, that went wild.
It was crazy.
Yeah, that was a very good. It's crazy how it's just dropped off the face of the earth, but it was big for a while.
It was amazing. So in 2020, I'm getting there to how I go back to crypto. 2020 was COVID.
Yeah.
I was doing Clubhouse. I was doing like 8-10 hours a day of rooms, just talking about entrepreneurial mindset, etc.
Amazing.
And I built a community of entrepreneurs in Spanish. So we have different clubs. I think we have like 30,000 followers on Clubhouse.
Incredible.
And the clubs, they have like 250,000. It was crazy. I have rooms with 1,000 people.
That's amazing.
Me talking 2 hours just there, connecting with people. So in one of the rooms, they will start to talk about NFTs. That was 2020. And then I said, what is this NFT? And then they start to talk about MetaMask. And I said, what is it? It was everything new again.
Yeah.
So I started to dig into NFTs. And in August 2020, I saw the potential of NFTs. And then I started to help creators with their personal brand because they know how to do the NFTs, but they didn't know how to monetize their personal brand. So I have like 2 or 3 artists in August, but just for the personal brand. I wasn't interested in the crypto part, but I like the community. And then since then, in December and 2021, people start to ask me if I was back in crypto. I was just with NFTs, just creating content because I like. And then a good friend, Lucia from Binance Italy, she started to tell me, Andres, you are a KOL. I said, what is that? It's a key opinion leader. I said, I don't know, I just posting stories because I like NFTs. No, but we have something, let's work on something together. So I came here 1 year ago, actually. I didn't know what was KOLs, I didn't know what was allocation, I didn't know any of this. And then I started to create content for Binance Blockchain Week. They invite me, and I like it. So I started to create content because I like the events. We had the KOL, the key opinion leader party in the Aura Skyview.
Oh, wow.
It was amazing. Yeah, like 150 people from different countries. I was just creating content really because I like it.
Yeah, you have to enjoy what you do.
I wasn't expecting any payment. They just invite me. It's a good company. And then the last day, they told me, Andres, you want to go to the you want to go to the Grammys? And I said, what do you mean? I said, because you've been creating good content, there's a competition in Telegram. So I didn't know there was a competition, but I created like 250 stories on those 3 days.
Wow, okay,
And I
so-
tagged Binance, I speak in Spanish, in English. So I just like it.
Yeah.
And they invite me to
Wow.
the Grammys. So we went to the
Wow.
Grammys. I was Wednesday here, and I went. The Grammy was on Sunday in Las Vegas.
Amazing.
It was amazing. So from there, my crypto experience started to change. So I started to be more content creator,
Yeah.
talking about. I wasn't promoting projects as such. I was promoting the community again.
Yeah.
Like I was helping the exchanges to get awareness, and then I went in July. They called me for the 5 years anniversary of Binance.
Okay, incredible.
They told me, and then you want to be on a stage with the corporates. It's going to be you and 9 more people, and you and Quentin and other KOLs. You're going to be the only KOLs selected among 10,000. So, oh my gosh, okay, yeah, I'll do it. Why not?
Yeah.
So I did it as well. It was amazing. Well, like 5,000 people in Paris. We were talking about how to build communities.
By this point, you now must be like, right, this is going well.
This is
like,
going
this
well,
is-
but I was just saying yes to everything. I told my wife to give me 1 year to travel because we have 2 kids, and then she said yeah. So I said I have to do something this year.
Yeah.
And then in August, so Paris happened. Then we have summer, it's quiet.
Yeah.
Crypto goes a little bit quiet in August, and then in August, September, they invite me. I was literally in my house, just in the computer, and somebody told me, Andre, you want to do a moderation of panel tomorrow in Madrid? And I said, yeah, but I can't do it because my friend couldn't do it for some internal reason of the exchange that she worked for. So yeah, I help you. I've been the moderator.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, come tomorrow, it's fine. And then the head of that project, she called me and said, Andres, actually, can you be the MC of the whole? And I said, okay, when is this? But you have to be here tomorrow.
Okay.
No, you have to be here now.
Oh. And you're
So
like, well, I'm not actually in Madrid right now.
So it's 4 p.m. I was in the UK, 2.5 hours away from Gatwick, and she said, book everything, and we'll pay you here when you're back. We need you here if you want to do it. I said, okay, let me see. I booked the flight at 7 p.m. I got there, flew to Madrid, 11 p.m. Go to the airport,
Yeah.
go to Madrid, and then the next day was on a Saturday. I started to practice 11 in the morning for this 6 hours event.
Wow,
In
okay.
Spanish and English, we have Brock Pierce, we have people from Salvador.
And what days was this event on? So you're there, arrive on the you're there for the
On
Saturday.
Saturday.
And it started on
it
the
started
Saturday.
at 5 p.m. It
Wow.
was, I have like 50, we have a copywriter next to us, and then they keep telling me, okay, you're doing this, and then in the middle of everything, they say, now you have to interview
Yeah,
the
I
guests in
know.
English. I said, what? Okay, I'll do it. So yeah, I say yes to many things,
Mm-hmm.
but also, one, because I want to get out there, because
Yeah.
I was new, but also because these opportunities just come sometimes that you have to say yes,
Yeah,
you know?
of course. I mean, that's difficult though. I know as an MC,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of prep. Like the last thing you need is people to be on stage and you're like, what's happening now? Like, what am I meant to be doing? And they're like, yeah, interview this person. You're like, what am I meant to say?
What is his name or
yeah,
her
yeah,
name?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Who is it? What am I saying? You just have to keep talking.
Yeah, but you know how it is.
Yeah.
So actually, it was good. We have backstage so many drinks. The drinks help.
Okay,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, okay, calm the nerves.
Calm
I've
the
just
nerves.
flown over from London. I need a few drinks.
Yeah. So from there, that event was 7. So I came from Paris with Binance 5,000 people, then 7,000 people in Madrid,
Wow.
and then it started to work very well. But it was me as a KOL, so it was good. And then in October, I came to Jitex. You
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
were
of
here,
course,
Jitex.
yeah.
Jitex was amazing. And then I met my manager. So she has helped me a lot as a talent manager, but
Mm-hmm.
also she's in crypto. And then we start to see how to make this more structure, right?
Yeah.
So I remember October, I started my first podcast.
This is the Crypto OGs, yeah.
Crypto OGs. So I was at home and I was talking to a friend called El Jabun. I don't know if you have heard about him. He helped the BNB community to
Okay.
growth. I has a solution very good. And then I say, okay, he was explaining me. I said, why you don't explain this to everybody? Instead of explaining it, explain to my community, because it was a good solution for the Latin community. So he said, okay, let's do it tomorrow. So I said, okay, it's going to be a podcast. So 8 p.m. and there I said, how I'm going to call my podcast? I don't have idea. Never done this. So I said, Crypto One. I said, OGs. because I like Adidas
Yeah,
Originals.
yeah,
So I said,
yeah.
maybe Adidas because it's about people. And then I designed the logo and everything on Canva. It was horrible, you know. I just did it very quick.
When we all start, it never
Yeah.
looks as perfect. Like, in our head, we're like, it's going to be amazing. And you look at it and you're like, well, that's the way we're going with this.
It was funny. So I was 1 hour and just, it's just working, it's not working. But then I said, okay, let's do it. Then I put on Binance Live.
Ah,
So yeah, so we went to Binance Live because El Jabon is part of BNB chain community. And then we go like 4,000 views.
wow.
It was good. I said,
Yeah.
oh God, this is working. This is good. 4,000 views, my first podcast.
And who was your first guest?
El Jabon.
Oh, okay.
El Jabon.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, who I'm going to buy next? And I started to just send WhatsApps to my friends in the industry. And they started saying, yes. And then I did like 20 episodes, October, November, and December. And then I said, okay, this is working. Now let's put a more structure. And now I remember I came to Abu Dhabi. We have an event with Audi. And then I said, when I'm going back to UK, I'm going to work 3 months in only the podcast. I want to
Okay.
focus on this. No alcohol, no party, nothing. This full focus on this.
Yeah.
And then that's what I did the last 3 months. We focus on the podcast, and now it's very good.
Yeah.
So we have 50 episodes now. And you
Incredible.
know, we're here in a podcast.
Yes, exactly.
I love
And I
podcasting.
know how tough it is to create podcasts and to keep up that momentum. Like you
Yeah.
say, you almost have to be like, right, I'm just concentrating on
Yeah.
it and going for it. And people really do love listening to what
Yes.
people are doing in the industry. Like,
Yeah.
It's not something people are very aware of, so they need people to be talking about it. It's not like general news where everyone hears about it.
Yeah.
No one knows what's going on in the space. That's why it's great to have people that are doing things, taking every
Yeah.
opportunity. It's actually quite funny for me because I'm in a similar position now to what you sounds like you were.
I saw your podcast. You start a year ago.
Yes, I started a year ago, but it's had its ups and downs because obviously
Yeah.
trying to survive
Yeah.
and I've had to take on other projects
Yes.
and that's what always knocks it back a bit just because it's hard to have
it's
the
hard,
time.
yeah.
You've got to fund it all yourself. Like it's not
Yes.
as easy when you're starting off. So I would say for anyone that's starting podcasts, like it's a uphill struggle.
It's a heavy struggle, yeah. But what you do is like, you do a couple of episodes in one row. It's very good.
Yeah, and you just make sure. I think the most important thing is you enjoy what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Like you obviously love the industry because you've
Yes.
given up so much for the industry.
Yeah.
Like you've been there at the events, you've
Yeah.
travelled the world. It's a very different state than most people just assume it's just easy.
It's not easy. Actually, a year ago, I was in an event here as well, and they asked me, Andres, what do you think the challenge that the crypto space like Web3 has? And everybody was talking about decentralization, compliance, blah, blah, blah. And I said, the problem that most of the people have in the industry is like the chief, like the CEOs or the people that's in charge of the projects, they're not showing themselves all the time. So if you see most of the successful company right now in Web3 is because the figure, the lead, is on showing, you
Yeah.
know? So I say this is the problem that many of you have. I was in a state with a full of developers, business owners. It's like you don't show your face, nobody know who you are. It's tough. Even you put a picture, but you are not out there speaking about
Yeah.
your struggles, the challenge, the community. It's going to be difficult. You can have the best project right now, but for example, let's say Gary Vee
Yeah.
had the same idea that you are having right now, and you've been building it for 2 years. Gary Vee say, okay, I have an idea. He doesn't know you exist.
Yeah.
He just put the idea, launch it, but because he's Gary Vee, his personal brand is so powerful, then that's it. He
Success, yeah.
success, and then your company, it will forget.
Yeah.
And then, for example, Gary Vee, if he's failing something, but because it's him, he will bounce back
Yeah.
because of his personal brand.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the personal brand and being real in this industry now is very important.
It's actually very true. I always say that a lot of CEOs, founders, in general, will come from quite a technical background, and they have no idea how to portray
Yeah.
what they want to achieve, and they overcomplicate things.
Yes.
Like your community, I'm sure my community, people like things simple.
Yeah.
Because there aren't many experts in the
Yeah.
world. It's if you're looking at like the percentage of people in crypto is 1% of the total
Yeah.
population, then the people that are actually experts has got to be like 0.0.
Zero, one.
You can't reach that community. There's no community
Yeah.
if you try and reach
Yeah.
that, right? So like for someone like you, do you help people now build communities as well for their projects?
So yeah, more than build. That's what I did. I was doing the personal
Yeah.
brand, but now I think so. When I start Crypto G's, is to give a platform to people to know the person behind the projects. So the human part.
Yeah.
So I normally ask questions like, "What do your family think about crypto?"
Okay.
Like, when was your biggest loss in crypto? So I was the other day with somebody, and he was telling me that he lost 10 million in one day. So stuff like that.
Yeah, that gets people triggered. They're like, 10 million.
And he was telling me like how difficult it was, like the mindset, you know, because he said, "Okay, I already was wealthy, but then I lost this in one day, and I just freaked out that day." So he said I had to take a time off, mindset and stuff. But so these people don't see this,
Yeah,
the struggles.
and they want to hear, like, people want to hear about it because
Yeah.
they want someone they can relate to. Like, if you're losing money with crypto or you've just started and
Yeah.
you see it plummet, you want someone to be like, right, okay, I might have lost $10 and someone's
Yeah.
lost $10 million.
Yeah.
It means sometimes
Yeah.
as much to different people,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it has that like amazing ability to make you feel safe if
Yeah.
someone else has also done it.
And also, I asked about the families because you probably have your parents or your siblings or your partners telling like you are not case. Why is this crypto?
Yeah.
Especially in countries that, for example, in Europe, people are very
Yeah, because
traditional.
I was going to ask this. In South America, actually, crypto is quite popular,
Yeah, it's
right?
popular. So Latin America, we take a lot of risk. Like, for example, Asian community as well. They take a lot of risk. So maybe that's why it has worked on my favor, taking
Yeah.
the risk. But yeah, if I was, you're from the UK,
Yeah.
it takes more time.
Yeah.
People say this
Traditional
is crazy.
banking system has been around for so
Yeah,
many
yeah.
years, and everyone, you see the Bank of England, and everyone sees that as gold standard.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I say that, like, when I go back to the UK, it's really tough.
It's
People literally look at me like I'm insane.
You're insane, yeah. But we are being insane, but in a good way.
Yes, yeah, we're working in an industry which I believe is shaping the future.
Yeah.
There's so much more to come. And in terms of like on your show, who's been the best guest that you've had on Crypto OGs?
Oh, I like all the guests. I like to invite a lot of women to the show.
Okay, I like hearing that.
Because the community is full of men, which is amazing. But I was raised up by two women, my mom and my sister, and my grandma. She had like 12 kids and 8 aunties. So I always been surrounded by women. So I like to invite women to the show because you are more organized, more talented, smarter, harder workers. But it's true. So, but yeah, I think so. I have a couple of good guests. I surprisingly find a lot of women ex-lawyers that are in crypto now.
Okay, yes, there are quite a few actually.
Ex-lawyers.
Is it Irina Heaver?
Irina, yeah.
Yes, she was
so
lovely.
I have Irina. I have Maggie Su. She was the CEO of Jazz Wallet in 2018-19. They have like 5 million of users.
Wow, okay.
And she was ex-lawyer as well. And then who was ex-lawyer? I think that's it.
I think it's because women have this perspective of much more, like wanting to put legislations in
Yeah.
space and be like, okay, this is great
So
what we're
it's safe,
doing,
yeah.
but let's make it safe.
Yes,
let's
yes.
not go, whereas men are very much like
Yeah,
dominated.
let's do it.
Yeah, let's
We'll
do
see
this.
what happens.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas like women coming in and like just settling it down a bit
Yeah.
and being like, hey guys, we actually need to regulate this.
we need to structure this.
Exactly, yeah.
It's like when we go on travel, men's where we see what happened, we pack whatever,
Yeah.
but women are more organized, pack everything,
Fold everything nicely, yeah.
Make sure the schedule is good. I think so that's why I like to invite women because it gives a structure to the community. And I have seen in the big companies, in the big exchanges, there's more women in the high position now.
Yeah.
Not only marketing, if not in other compliance.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think it's important. As you say, you need
Institutional.
that balance as well, and you need to bring something else to the crypto industry because it has been so risk-based. People just throwing money
Yeah.
into it. It's actually quite nice to have that yin and yang where
Yeah.
someone's like, hold on, let's take a minute, let's really look into things, decide what we want to do with our business.
Yeah. So to answer your question, I have many guests. I like to interview women. But actually, I have a very good chat with the guy from Ledger
Okay.
back in the ArsDA office. They're so smart. They're building, like, the solution that they build is amazing. So I have the head of partnerships and head of business development. But the conversation was so good.
Sometimes you hear about projects and you're like, wow,
Yeah.
this is mind blowing. Like what
Yeah.
you're actually trying to do is incredible.
They were talking about, the ledgers. It's quite
Yeah.
a difficult challenge to set it up.
Yeah.
But they have a new ledger that I don't have it, but this is obviously do your own research. This
Yeah,
is not
we're not
Albert,
giving financial advice, never giving financial advice on the
but
show.
they have something like a little Kindle.
Okay,
So they have the picture of the NFT here.
okay.
And then you can type in the ledger in the screen. They're going to announce it soon.
Oh,
So,
wow.
and they call it stacks, so you can put one on top of other.
Amazing.
So it just blew my mind how they were working.
Sometimes it's incredible because you hear about these projects and you're like, why has no one ever done this?
Yes.
But it's so simple, but so effective. And again, if you are going to hit a mass market, it has to be simple.
Yeah.
But it has to solve an issue.
It has to solve an issue. But also it was cool because the guy were having beer, so I feel like we were in a bar.
Yeah, sometimes that's quite nice as well.
Have a tequila podcast.
And yeah, I did say that actually.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was an
yeah.
idea I had actually with Maiko, where we were like, should we do like a tequila drinking podcast? And I was like, I kind of like the idea. The more like loose you get people, the more they tell you. But I was like, okay, maybe I need
Maybe
to
not
keep it.
yet.
Yeah, maybe not yet. Maybe when we hit like a nice bull run and everyone's in a great happy
Yeah.
state. Maybe we can't be cheersing tequila while it's still a bear market.
No, we
and
can't.
yeah, people are still a bit concerned. But we're seeing like in the industry, it's really booming at the moment.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think so. I think what happened last year with all this, everyone know what happened last year.
Yeah.
But I think so the industry is recovering now, but it get rid of a lot of bad
Yeah.
parties.
Yeah, which we want to get rid of. It's like cleanse.
Yeah, yeah. It was good in a bad way.
Yes,
or
of course.
Bad in a good way.
Yeah. Yeah, for some projects, obviously sometimes it's just if you're at that early stage and it just
Yeah.
can't get off the ground. Even NFT projects, it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Like launching an NFT right now is
It's tough.
really tough.
But people need to get more creative now.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Make people work harder because people were just comfortable,
Yeah.
making a lot of money, not doing much. It was
Yeah.
it was like that. But now people need to really work harder, and also the users are more savvy. So people are not just buying just because of that. They want to get into a project, buy something that is meaningful and is scalable and sustainable.
Yeah, think outside that
Yeah.
box. There's a whole massive box outside the box. Just keep going through. It's like the little Chinese dolls. So you're going through and you're like, okay, let's keep expanding, making things better. And someone like yourself, that's what you're doing. I think
Yeah.
you underplay it so much, but actually, like,
Yes, yeah.
you're winning awards, Binance are recognizing you, like things like that. It's
Yeah.
incredible to be part of that community and build this amazing industry.
So it's funny that you mentioned because I think so. I have this part of my life that I was successful like economically, and then I lost a lot of money. But then for me is what is for my community, but also what it made me happy, right? So yes, I have actually in a space of a year I achieved so much. But now looking just to become rich or wealthy. That everybody started that way in crypto.
Yeah.
Everybody see
No,
the
of
pattern.
course.
Yeah, everybody started when I'm going to make 10,000, 100,000. But then the people start to realize the technology is changing the world. So when you start to understand the technology more, and this sounds cliche, and I used to hate people when say that, but yeah, they have amazing house and they find private jet. How they say like money will come, but it's true. Money come. If you put the hard work, intentions, money will come. But yeah, I quite play it down. I don't know why.
You definitely do, because it's about believing in the process.
Yeah.
And as you're saying, you're getting awards, you're getting recognised, you're building your name here in Dubai.
But it's hard work as well.
It is.
So
It is. It's hard to keep chipping away, and as you say, that people will knock you down.
People,
the markets might go down.
crazy.
And when you are in this industry, you're like, no,
Yeah.
no, don't tell me that, because it ruins even for us in communities.
Yes.
It has a massive effect.
It's tough. But yeah, it's also we have to work hard.
Yeah.
So for example, the day of the AIBC Awards, it was crazy because I was running back and forth because we would have the podcast the next day in the booth. And then when I arrived to the ceremony, and then I just arrived 1 minute before we were announced.
Yeah, until I was saying your name on stage, like, Andreas has won our award.
I was actually that day, it was okay. But Tuesday and Wednesday, I did 10 podcasts on Wednesday. And I didn't eat. I was just running in caffeine.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And And I don't know how I did it.
Some days you do though. Sometimes you just got to keep going. You somehow find the energy, and it is truly just having a passion for what you're doing
Yeah.
and talking to interesting people.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Like when you meet someone and you're like, yes, that is cool project, or I understand where you're going with
Yes.
this. That means a lot because you're like, okay, gives me a reason why I'm doing this.
Yes. Yeah, sometimes that happens. You just go with the flow, but then there is some person or some project or one moment of that month or that week, that day that change the dynamics of what you're doing and give you a little bit more boost and you carry on. So the work was good. They gave me a boost. And
Yes,
I
of
was
course.
happy because of the team. Because how when I worked
Community
and
as
the community, yeah.
because they would have voted for you to win an award.
Yes, yeah,
which-
yeah. So actually, my family is massive, so it's 100 people. That's my number one
Oh,
community.
that's so lovely. That's
It
so
helps,
nice
that
to say.
helps.
Family or community, anyway. Even if they're looking at you sometimes like, what are
They
you
think
doing
I'm
with
crazy.
this?
They still think I'm crazy.
Yeah, we're all crazy.
They think my family in Colombia, they still not invested in crypto. Just like 2 of 100. Still,
Wow.
after 7 years.
So difficult. No matter how many times you tell people.
I try.
Yeah.
But
you can-
I just let it go.
yeah, you just have to, I think, let people slowly learn over time. And the more stuff that we're doing here, I think, especially in Dubai, like it's such an adaptive place.
It is, yeah.
Everyone here is willing to talk about crypto. You can pay for stuff in crypto.
In crypto, yeah.
It makes life much
It's
easier.
so easy.
Yeah, it does.
It's nice.
Yeah, people here are like, oh yeah, cool job. Yeah. You
Yeah.
work in crypto, amazing.
Yeah, I help you. Yeah. Let me help you with something.
Yeah, or I get messages and people are like, oh, I need this done, I need that done. And I'm like, anywhere else in the world. And people will be like, you're a lunatic. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing on stage giving out awards for crypto? Like,
So there's crypto people.
yeah, I feel like gradually the amount of abuse I get is getting less and less. People are more like,
They're-
okay,
okay,
actually,
so they're-
this has been around now for like 10 years. It's not going anywhere.
going
Or
anywhere.
over 10 years, it's not going anywhere. So like we have to actually, then there's people that are now like, oh, shall I invest a little bit? Was it a
Yeah.
good time to invest? And I'm like, well, you did miss out quite early. I mean, you could have got in about 5-6 years ago and then you would have been in a much better place.
I see
but-
how many people that send me DMs on Instagram or Facebook that I told them in 2016 and 17. I said, Andres, what shall I buy now? And I say, I cannot help you now. Do your
Yeah.
own research, no financial advice. This
Yeah.
is my link to the exchange. Like, try.
You decide, you decide what you want to
I
invest in.
I try to help so many people. I was actually lecturing people how a blockchain working,
Yeah,
like hundreds, and people they didn't believe.
yeah.
So they weren't ready. I think.
Yeah, I think some people just are too late, but it's never too late. I
Yeah.
mean, I joke, but still, it's
It's
great.
still early, yeah. Still,
it's still
we need-
early.
yeah.
We still want people to be involved, and when you see all the different things happening in the world, and wars, and so
Yeah.
many issues, this is a big resolution for a lot of issues as well.
Actually, this is like give me goosebumps. Yeah. Actually, people that are not into crypto, remember, there's no financial advice, but they're in a massive risk for their futures right now. You know what is happening right now in the other side of the world with the dollar is getting weaker.
Yeah.
This part of the world, they don't want to use it. You know what happened in the country that's in war with the other country. People cannot get the money out.
Yeah.
So I always feel like a bit, not sad, but I feel worried for everybody in the community and that is not in the community, especially our family, close friends.
Yeah.
Then one point, we have seen this in Venezuela, like the inflation is to the roof. It's impossible to buy anything. Turkey as well, they have 50% inflation just these 4 months. It's crazy. So, yeah, I get worried, but I try to help as much people.
Yeah, it's just people taking a bit more control
Yeah.
over, one, their education, and two, their money. Like, money
Yeah.
it ultimately is quite important.
Yeah.
You do need to have a bit of control of it because you think in your bank account you have it there,
Yeah,
but it can very easily be taken away.
it had, yeah.
So you need to just, as you say, just like learn about what the alternatives.
Diversified.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. If you don't just want to be in crypto, can you have some real estate
Yeah.
and some crypto? Can you have
stocks.
some different stuff?
Yeah.
Don't have it just in crypto.
Not,
but
not like us, we just went crazy, all in.
yeah, we're the ones that are like, right, we see this opportunity, we're going for it. Nothing can go wrong.
No, yeah, you have to be careful.
Yes,
yeah.
you definitely do. You're 100%. Even in the crypto market, I say that to people. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's a risky industry, but just understand, what's going on. Even even look at gaming, look at the metaverse.
Gaming, yeah.
All of this stuff is incredibly fascinating. If you get bored with just the fundamentals of finance, there's so much more
It's
to
so
it.
much more. Yeah. And yeah.
People need to realize that a lot more as well.
I love actually the gaming part. It's picking up.
Yes, gaming is huge. I mean, gaming's always been huge. It's been a massive industry for so many years that having the blockchain element of
Yeah.
it is so important. NFTs, it all comes together.
I got invited to this company. I can't say it, but I'm not promoting it. Just Gala Games in 2018. They were talking about nodes and blockchain gaming. I said, that's not going to work. What is that?
Yeah.
And then fast forward, they became really good company and they're massive and community, whatever. But now I see the pattern with the gaming. It's crazy.
Yeah, people are smashing it in game, and good on them. I think if people just get in early, saw the potential of it, it really is. And I do think the metaverse has a lot.
Are you a gamer? You like?
I'm not a huge gamer, but I understand how
the
important it
community,
is.
yeah.
The community is huge. I mean, I come from lots of my friends used to game growing up. I was quite a nerd, so people love gaming.
Yeah.
And now I see it, and I'm like, what a fantastic idea! Like utilizing technology to just make things better and give people different options, even like e-gaming, everything. I just think
There's so much going on.
and it's incredible. At the F1, I saw this like e-gaming section.
I love the game. They have teams. They
It
have
was
proper
amazing.
teams. Yeah.
I was really into it. I was like watching people like go, and I'm like, these are just normal people, but it's amazing.
They're professional.
Yes, they're professional in what they do.
E-sport for.
Yes, but no, I think this was just like a normal crowd of people, but they're all competing. It was like levels trying to get somewhere, but it was amazing.
It's crazy. But also the new thing that's happening is AI, right?
Yes, AI. Wow.
What do you think?
You know what? I had a panel discussion about this. I was moderating.
Oh, wow.
And it was with 3 guys that were massively pro AI.
Oh, wow.
They were all like utilizing AI, had AI businesses. And it freaked me out a lot because I came in from a perspective of like, I know about AI, but not to the extent that these guys knew. And I'm sort of asking, like, are you not a bit worried? Like, this is taking away all, like, potentially human control. And they're like, yeah, but humans are flawed. They have emotion. I'm like, what's wrong with emotion?
Your emotions are good.
Yes, like, exactly. I'm sat on stage like, I haven't got emotion.
I'm not a robot.
Yeah, it's like, but it's crazy. I think AI, when we were talking as well in the metaverse, could AI have beings in the metaverse? You wouldn't know if you're talking to a human or AI.
I didn't think about that.
But it's potential because
could happen,
they're
yeah.
almost life forms in a way. They'll have their own consciousness and their own being. So what stops them from having a presence in the metaverse?
Imagine a podcast with an AI
Yes.
doing the question. I think so. Somebody's putting that.
Someone's done a metaverse. I actually have them on Instagram. They do interviews in the metaverse.
Okay.
So he just walks around the metaverse and does these meetings in the metaverse. So it's not even, and I'm like, no, this can't be happening.
I like this. I like to see people.
It's very cool to see what. Yeah, but it has to be in person for me to have it. I find it bonkers. There's so many things to come, but again, it's staying on top of it. Like you can't deny that AI is here. So how do we work with it?
I think we just understand how it works, use it,
And how to control. That's what I was saying. I was like, we need
Control it.
control of it, and they're like, no, it's fine.
Let it
like
go.
AI can even do all of our finances, and I'm like, yeah, but what if it then decides to alter the markets? They can have a what do we do then?
Somebody was trying to design trading bots for crypto with AI, which is crazy.
But then what if they manipulate
my-
market? What do you do? Like how you can't stop once you put it out there. It's quite hard to pull that back in.
That was Elon Musk and a bunch of people that are quite high up in their companies and their industry. They're not too keen to AI anymore.
Yeah, because it's a very hard topic because we know that in a lot of industries it probably will be utilized a heck of a lot, but I think it's kind of scary that people losing jobs. I hate seeing that. We don't want to see people go out of jobs. I mean, I don't even like conferences where they have AI screens now, and I'm like, no, have a person.
You need us.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's a point where I'm like, yes, okay, humanity needs to be present. Like, we're talking about stuff going digital, but not people.
But that's what's happening also with AI and crypto. People going bonkers about investing, right?
Yeah.
So have to be careful.
Yes, a lot of people are talking about, AI projects and how it's going to be integrated in crypto, lots of different ways of how you can actually utilize AI on the blockchain. It just concerns me a little bit to give too much control to something we don't really know.
I think so people, in order that they don't want to lose their jobs, as I said, they need to understand how it works and works with that technology. For example, a copywriter, like use it as much as you can, but ChatGPT, but do it in a way that you still essential for the project.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to stay on top of all these things.
Yeah.
It's like if you're interested in the blockchain, why not see what jobs there are on the blockchain and see what industries you think actually an AI. Yeah, there's going to be needs to be like controllers of it and people that work with that information and put it into a factual way. But it does scare me a lot because
It's
even
scary.
social media, it's like they're utilizing AI so that you have your feed and stuff. I find it crazy. Like they can manipulate even what I want to see by just constantly feeding me information.
That's why we need to disconnect sometimes to connect.
Exactly, we
Sometimes.
definitely do. I mean, we're very like forward thinking.
Yeah.
We're very always in front of people as well. But it is important just to like drop your screen
Drop it.
time and
Yeah.
relax sometimes, enjoy time with family
Yeah.
and like love the industry, but at the same time take a step back and not just be on your phone looking at the charts all the time and panicking.
I still looking at the chart, Lily. I don't look at them anymore since 2020.
Just having confidence in
I don't
what we
look
do
at
in
them.
the industry.
I used to look at every day when I wake up. It was crazy to check the price. I don't check the price anymore.
No, I think you're right. The more you understand about the industry, the less you're worried about fluctuations.
And also, you mentioned something about picking back about work. You know, people losing jobs, but also you asked me of which interviews are good. So I have my friend Maria Angel she was employee number 200 in Binance, and then she was on BNB. She's employee number 2 on BNB chain.
Wow.
So she was talking how she going to these jobs. So she was a Binance angel, and then she was just helping, being like volunteering. And I think so many people right now that are not into crypto and want to jump into crypto, the best way to jump is through a job. Either you're in marketing or in programming, developing.
It forces you to learn
It
about the
forces
industry
you.
a lot more.
So I will say, obviously, maybe there's not the right time because not many companies are hiring, but knock doors and start to find a way around.
Expand your horizons, what you're thinking about, what you want to do in life, and then there's always us that are just here talking about it.
Yeah.
So when you get that cool job and you're doing amazing, we're here to interview you.
That's so true. Yeah.
Yes, that's what we're here for. Well, thank you so much, Andreas, for finding the
thank
time.
you
I know
to
how
you,
busy
Lily.
you are, and
Well,
I'm
thank you for
sure
everything.
hopefully there's lots of things we're going to get to do together. So everyone, thank you for watching today. It's been an amazing show. Thank you, Andreas.
I'll see you soon. Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you.
Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao.